My name is Bert, and I'm a person in long-term recovery, and what that means is I haven't used a drink or drug since April 29th of 2017. I started smoking pot when I was 13. By the time I was 14, I was drinking. I also had a hernia surgery when I was 14 years old, and I was prescribed opiates for the pain. And after that, it just kind of escalated. Between the time I was 21 and 23, I had 3 surgeries. And at this point in my life, I was clean from drugs. I'd been clean for about a year and a half, and I had an appendix, my back, and my right shoulder surgery all within like a 2-year period. So they were prescribing me opiates, and at this time I wasn't aware that you could become addicted to opiates. And then they just kept upping my dose and upping my dose. And before you knew it, I was getting 120 milligram or 120, 100 milligram morphines a month. And then I slipped back into my addiction with methamphetamines, and ever since that time, it's been like that was one of my top drugs of choice was pills. Whatever it may have been, whether it was Percocets, Loratab, morphine, Oxycontins, I mean, whatever it was, that was my drug of choice for a long time. It was always a problem, always a problem. I used to do a lot of hospital hopping. I would hit multiple, because they'd only give me 10 at a time, and I would have to take all 10 of those at one time just to feel like I wasn't sick. And so I would hit, like, you know, multiple hospitals and even doctor shop to find the doctor that would give me what I wanted. It was hard for me to hold down a job because if I didn't have pills, I would be sick and I wouldn't make it into work. I wouldn't want to do anything. Family-wise, my pills and not being sick was my main focus in my life, in all aspects of my life. That came first before anything else. I would go through withdrawals, and I've withdrawn a lot. It was horrible. Stomach aches, not being able to sleep at night, restless leg syndrome I had real bad. I would have to get up in the middle of the night and take 5, 6 hot showers just to relax my body enough to where I could sleep for a couple hours at a time. It was just, I couldn't function if I didn't have them. I ended up sitting in Reno County Jail for 46 days, and that was when I finally was like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. You know, I had a lot of time to sit back and reflect on my past and the people I'd hurt, my kids, relationships, jobs, you know, just my soul in general. And at that point in time, I vowed to myself that I'm not gonna do that anymore. I'm not. It's just not worth it to me. And since then, I've held to that promise to myself. Rebuilding relationships, the 2 biggest ones severed in my addiction was my kids. I have a 16-year-old daughter and a 10-year-old son, and I've never really been in their life due to my drug addiction. You know, I kind of kept myself away because I knew I wasn't any good to them. Those relationships, they live 8.5 hours from here, and I still, I talk to them pretty regularly. You know, my son, if he's going through something, he'll call me, you know. So I'm slowly rebuilding that relationship. You know, it changes your chemical makeup in your brain. It changes your mentality on how you handle situations. I mean, there's a lot of bad things I did in my past that I regret today that I would never, ever do being sober. Never even crossed my mind. In the process of this 27 months I've been clean, learning to live life on life's terms, you know, without the use of drugs and alcohol, because the addiction part of this disease is all about feelings. It's a feelings disease. And when you're going through a rough time and you made a mistake, you know, and you're feeling hurt or angry or something like that, it's real easy for us as addicts to go out there and numb those feelings instead of dealing with them. So that's been something I'm learning to do. It's a process for sure.